It's good to be with you, Coldwell Banker Distinctive Properties. This is Karen Beauvais, your responsible broker, talking to you after returning from Gen Blue in Las Vegas, where we had a tremendous conference. I think the main thing that I drew from it was leave your mark. I love that. Leave your mark. Anyway, today I'm going to be kind of brief. I'm harping on you again. I'm sorry. I sometimes I just think I give you so much direction that you're not going to think I'm fun, and I'm really fun. Anyway, today I'm talking about the transfer declaration form. This is what the title companies give to your buyers, and the seller signs it also in this case, where they talk about the actual value of the property. The transfer declaration is required for two reasons. First of all, determine whether the transaction is valid, and then to determine if personal property or seller concessions are present that the assessor could incorporate in assessing the home value. This is going back to my thought from a few weeks ago that eventually we think in these markets that the assessors of each county are going to want to start taxing furniture and concessions like leaving all of the equipment in the barn and what have you. They haven't yet, and I know that they're going to warn us before they do it. It also determines the validity of the sale. They need to know whether the property transferred is a qualifying sale of real property. Is the transaction between related parties? They need to be able to know that. If the transaction is vacant land, this is the only way to inform the assessor about the transaction so they have accurate data. The incorporating personal property or seller concessions is a factor when the home value is assessed. You know, we sell homes or condominiums for, say, $500,000 fully furnished. Well, we also know that a part of that value is the furnishings. Now, the assessor is going to, we understand, it's going to be acceptable for you to write a nominal fee in for that personal property, or you can just write down the word nominal. Now, let me back up and say, don't forget your buyer and seller signed this personal property declaration, but I would like to have you be present at the time, and I'm going to start requiring that this form always be, if you got it from the title company, if they did it at the closing, it needs to be in your closing files because they can come after us, your realtors, if it's not in the file. There are some missed questions that people seem to leave blank. The assessor isn't going to assess it. He's not going to take that anymore. You need to fill out all the questions, especially now the condition of the improvements of the property. This is important to the assessor at his office when determining the value of the property. Don't forget it's going to affect um, your seller's taxes, or your buyer's taxes also. They want to know the date of the contract. The appraiser uses a contract date on the transfer declaration to determining which properties can be used in the year's evaluation. And then if the property is an exchange, if you have a buyer doing a 1031 and there is an exchange, they need to know what is exactly being exchanged to help them during the evaluation. Always keep a copy of this form or you could get fined. And also, please tell your buyers and your sellers it's important to know that when they're doing these assessments, the assessor's office occasionally finds that a transfer declaration is missing. Then he's got to send it out to the homeowner to fill out, and it slows up the process. If the form is not returned, the assessor can assess a penalty of 0.25% of the sales price. Oh my goodness, did you hear that right? 0.25% of the sales price. It doesn't happen very often, but just in case, make sure the home buyer knows how important it is to keep their copy in case it is ever needed later. That's all I'm going to give you for today. You can get these forms, of course, at your title companies. It's called the Real Property Transfer Declaration. It is a confidential document. There have been some questions that have changed on it, and some that have been moved around. One of the questions that was changed was an independent appraisal obtained in conjunction with this transaction. Now, what does that mean? A furniture appraiser, a home appraiser? If it's a home appraiser, of course it's yes. And if it's an independent appraisal on the furniture, then you've got to mark yes. The other new thing is please mark the type of sale. Is it a builder? Is it a private for sale by owner? Was it an MLS or broker representation or other, in other words, between related parties? That's all I'm going to bore you with. It's not boring. I know you're excited about it. Talk to you next week and have a fabulous week.